after, all the anger and angst and, we're so mad at the play calling and the offense on Sunday. I think a lot of people are realizing after watching the Bills look very ordinary last night and losing that 6 weeks into the NFL season, the AFC division leaders are New England, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, and the Chargers. Other than Mark's Chargers, nobody would have predicted that. So,
and Mark's concerned about that too.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit right now.
Right.
My Chargers,
your Chargers
are on the downtick.
Uh-huh.
They've injuries on their O-line. That's been that. Remember, Jim Harbaugh said tip of the spear. He said, "What's the O-line? Hey, you guys didn't draft any weapons." He goes, "Tip of the spear. O-line's the tip of the spear." So, yeah, I'm a little concerned with the Chargers.
But the biggest thing here is that, okay, the Broncos have some issues. The Broncos have some flaws, but they have 11 games to get it right. And they're playing in a conference that is, Stoke, wide open. Wide open.
I wasn't down yesterday.
Well,
I wasn't down. Like maybe you were. I wasn't. I was fired up. I told you that.
Yeah, you were.
I was fired up yesterday because I knew how difficult it was to go and win 2 games on the road like they just did. And it might not look perfect, but you go to London, just win and get home. Who cares? It doesn't matter what it really looks like. Win, move on. There's a lot of flawed teams in the NFL, to your point, and it is wide open this year. AFC's wide open. I'm not really worried or overly concerned about the 6th game of the year in London, that all of a sudden this offense didn't play well, and you know what? They're going to stink in Week 17. Now, they got to get a lot better, but a lot of football left. I prefer to look at the positives in this situation, and I think there were a lot of positives there that they can build off of. Or you could be 4-2 like the Bills, where they saying, going into their bye week, and they're saying, well, we got to start all over.
Right.
We got to figure – I mean, they are panicking over there. And I think there is. There's something to be said for what the Broncos did 10, 11 days on the road, coming back 2-0.
It's always better to have a ugly win than a beautiful loss. They got an ugly win, and there are a lot. Here's a great thing. Here's the great news. If you're, Sean Payton, and you're the Broncos, and you're Vance Joseph, and you're the players, especially the offensive players, let's focus on those guys. There is so much improvement to be made. There are so many things you need to work on. You look at that film was ugly. I mean flat ugly. So at least you can look at it and you can assess yourself and say, hey, man, we're not close to being a playoff team the way we're playing right now, and yet we're 4-2.
So here's the question, because I watched the film too, and I agree with you. And I watched the second half, and it was disgusting. My question is, do they have the talent to be able to fix it? I watched the first play of the game this morning when I got here, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, first play of the game was a disaster. Run play to the left toss, and Miners and Pert, our 2 guards, are both going to the left to try to cut off a linebacker, and it's, both of them on one linebacker, which I guess sometimes is fine. You probably don't set it up that way, but maybe Pert, like Miners, couldn't get to his guy or whatever. So just block one guy. Block somebody. As a receiver, like sometimes you can't dig the safety out of the box. Then turn back and block the cornerback. Block somebody. And both these guys went to the same guy, and the guy just split him. And he makes a tackle for a 2-yard gain. So from that play to the second half, which was not very good, I just wanted Mark's paid more attention to the offensive line through the first 5 weeks than I have. And so I wanted to know, has it been that bad all year, or was this just one of those games where, sometimes guys have a bad game? Which one, what has it been for this offensive line, Mark?
I have said this many times, and Mike and I have had this conversation many times. The national narrative of this being one of the best offensive lines in football is just wrong. It's not. I think they're okay. But you're 100% right on that play. Pert just leaves the guy he's assigned to and turns back on the guy that Miners is trying to get to, and so he doesn't block the front side backer, and the backside backer splits them both, and they all make they just wind up at the running back. It was just like a party at the running back. We'll all meet over there. About 4 guys hit him at the same time, And I know I'll do my whole Telestrator Tuesday on this because I went through with a fine-tooth comb every single offensive play of the game. And it was pathetic. Up front, it's been bad. And I've told Mike this. I even drew up a diagram for Mike during one of the breaks yesterday. There are so many second-level busts where we don't know where we're going, or we leave the line of scrimmage, the first guy, we leave him so fast to get to the second guy that in our combination blocks, the first guy makes the tackle for a 2-yard gain. If you just stayed on it, you get 4, even if you didn't block the linebacker. So there are so many just mental errors and so many technique errors that it's really frustrating to watch. And I will say this, at every level of our offense, we got our ass kicked. The Jets out-hit us. They played more physical than us. They took the battle to us. It's got to be one of the most embarrassing performances that the Broncos have ever put on tape in recent years.
Really?
Yeah.
Your advice to Sean Payton this week would be what?
Well, it would be my one criticism that I've had over the way we orchestrated, the way he orchestrates an offense. Your menu of runs is there's too many. Obviously, you look at what they've done, the lack of execution, the lack of understanding. Like you can't keep piling more and more on your guys because they don't understand. So that would be, I would say, hey man, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run, these 3 runs. Now we're going to, we'll window dress it a little bit and we'll use different personnel groupings and stuff, but we are not busting on which linebacker we're supposed to go to. The other thing that I would say, and this, I'm a big stickler on this, and this is even consulting with teams. Eventually, guess what the linebackers have to do? They have to trigger. They have to show. They've got to make a decision. They just can't sit 7 yards deep or 5 yards deep and go, hey, I'll let you come to me. They're going to come to you. So block the line of scrimmage first. If you block the line of scrimmage first, the back has somewhere to go, and guess what? Even if that linebacker is never touched, that mosh pit is going to be for a 4 or 5 yard gain as opposed to a 2-yard loss. So those would be my suggestions.
Stoke, your suggestions to Sean.
2 or 3 personnel groups. That's it. Okay, you got 1 3-wide group. I don't need to see 3 different 3-wide groups. Just one. And those are the guys that are going to play in 3 wides. When we go 3 wides, that's it. We got a 2 tight end package. We got a 3 wide package. Okay, and we'll have a big package if we need short yardage situations, but only when we need short yardage situation, and that's it.
Okay,
we don't need any. We're not good enough to do 10 different things. Like this offense is not even close to being good enough to do 7, 8, have 9 different personnel groupings. We got like 3 3-wide groups, and some of them with Ingram, some of them with Troutman. No. Ingram's in there on 3 wides. Troutman, you're not. You're in there on 2 tight ends. This is all we're doing. We got 2 or 3. It's pretty simple. Sherfield, you're not playing on offense this week, right? You're not playing. Whoever else. Pat Bryant, you might not play. It's going to be Troy Franklin. It's going to be Cortland, and then Mims or whoever. Or put Pat Bryant in there. Mims, you worry about catching the ball and returning the ball this week. I don't need to see him on offense. I don't have to. It's not that big a deal. So that's it. That's our 3 wides. Franklin, Sutton, Pat Bryant.